10 years passed in the city of Yaoundé, and the red mud of Bustos was eventually paved over with smooth black asphalt, but the memory of those cold, hungry nights never left Elena's bones. She still walked with a slight limp from the years she spent standing on concrete floors in damp shoes, and her hands remained rough from the caustic soap of the laundry rooms. Her son, Leo, was no longer the little boy in the superhero drawing. He stood tall in a black graduation gown at the University of Yaoundé too, his eyes searching the crowd until they landed on his mother. Elena sat in the front row, still wearing the same thin, olive green coat she had bought second-hand a decade ago. It was faded and thin, but she wore it like royalty because it was all she had left to give. After the ceremony, they returned to their small home. The house was quiet, filled only with the smell of celebratory spices. Leo reached into his pocket and pulled out a small velvet box. When Elena opened it, her breath hitched in her throat. Resting on the satin was the gold sun necklace she had sold years ago to buy Maya's school books. Leo had spent 3 years working double shifts at a local pharmacy, saving every coin to track down the old jeweler and buy back his mother's sacrifice. He leaned in and clipped the gold chain around her neck, the metal feeling warm against her skin for the first time in a decade. Leo then led his mother to the old laundry room, the place where she used to hide her tears and drink plain water to quiet her hunger. He reached up to a high shelf and pulled down a tattered notebook she had never seen before. It was a journal Leo had kept since he was 7 years old. As Elena turned the pages, she saw her life through his eyes. He had written about the nights he pretended to be asleep so she wouldn't know he heard her crying. He wrote about the time he saw the cardboard she tucked into her shoes to cover the holes. He wrote that every time she lied about being full, he had hidden half his food under the bed to give back to her later. Elena collapsed into a wooden chair, the mask of the supermama finally falling away. She didn't have to be strong anymore. She sobbed openly, her head resting on her son's shoulder as he held her tight. That evening, as a light rain began to fall over Bustos, Leo took his mother back to the very same boutique where she had once stood shivering. He didn't look at the bargain rack. He walked straight to the window and bought the thickest, warmest wool coat in the shop. As he wrapped it around her shoulders, he whispered that she would never be cold again. Elena looked at her reflection in the glass and realized that while she had spent her life trying to give her children a future, they had spent theirs trying to give her back